Hello, everybody. Immigration lawyer Watabe from Office Beyond. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. A year ago, I promised to make video for naturalization, Japanese citizenship application, but I have not made it till now. Finally, I'm ready to release it. Okay, naturalization, in other words, Japanese passport or citizenship application, by Japanese word, kika. As permanent application requires stricter condition, for some foreign residents, naturalization might be easier to proceed. I will explain in details in 3 videos. The first one is about required condition to apply. Then I will explain the application procedure in the next video. In the last video, I will explain what documents you need to prepare by showing the actual format. In order to get Japanese citizenship, typically there are 3 ways. Number 1, by birth. Japan adopts the personal principle, while other countries, for example, United States, adopt territorial principle. It means even if a baby is born in Japan, he would not get Japanese citizenship. One needs to have Japanese parent, either mother or father, and his birth needs to be registered at Japanese municipal within 2 weeks after birth to get Japanese citizenship by birth. If born overseas, at Japanese embassy or consulate. Number 2, by acknowledgement by a Japanese father. With Japanese word, it is wantch. This is possible only for minors. If your child is legally acknowledged by a Japanese father in Japan, the child has possibility to get Japanese citizenship until he becomes legal age after the procedures administered. If a newborn baby was already acknowledged by a Japanese father before birth, he could get Japanese citizenship by birth without any legal procedure. It is called taiji ninchi. Then number 3, naturalization. This application can be done by anybody from any country equally, as long as you meet all conditions that I will explain now. Here are the basic conditions for naturalization. Number 1, 5-year stay in Japan consecutively. Consecutively means that your visa is not cut. You can travel abroad and stay overseas for some period, but if you stay abroad more than 6 months a year, it might be the reason of disapproval of your application. For PR application, you need to hold 3 or 5-year visa at first. For naturalization, you could apply with only 1-year visa. But if your visa is 1 year, in spite that you have been staying in Japan for a long time, they might see your situation is not stable. If your visa status is working visa, among 5-year staying, you need to work with working visa at least 3 years. Second requirement. 18 years or older. So you need to become legal age. Now, 20-year-old in Japan, but from next April in 2022, it would be 18 years old. Minor children can apply naturalization only with a parent. They cannot apply by himself. Then number 3, good behavior. Good behavior, well, it is very vague word. The law states literally like that, but actually it means you need to fulfill all obligations as a resident in Japan, like paying tax and health insurance, joining pension, and no severe violation record. But if you used to overstay a decade ago, and now you get a visa with special permission, you still have possibility to get naturalized. So please do not give up. If you had a small traffic violation, it would be okay by expressing your apology. So different from PL application, late payment for tax, insurance, or pension wouldn't affect naturalization application. Next, financial stability. It is big difference comparing PL application. For naturalization, there is no minimum income requirement. If you earn enough money for your living, it is okay. And they don't see your past income history. Like a PL application, working visa holder needs to submit a 5-year income record, but for naturalization, you don't need it. This might be the main reason that naturalization might be easier than PL application for some foreign residents. Then number 5, possible to give up current nationality. Giving up one's nationality is a very big issue for one's life. Once you become a Japanese citizen, you'd be a foreigner for your mother country. If you have assets there, tax issue might come out. In some country who has military service obligation, you could not give up citizenship without completing the obligation. Then, no involvement in anti-Japanese government activities. I don't think it would be the issue for most of you, so just leave it. And last, Japanese language ability. It might be the highest hurdle for many foreigners. Let me tell you what Japanese language level you need. I know many foreigners who can speak Japanese very well. But how about reading and writing? I had many said, I can read and write hiragana, katakana perfectly. But look around yourself. Do you see something around you that it is only written in hiragana and katakana? Maybe it is only at kindergarten. For naturalization, required level is 2nd or 3rd grader at Japanese elementary school. The children acquire more than 300 kanji by they become 3rd graders. Acquiring kanji doesn't mean only knowing them. You need to use them for daily life. Along the naturalization procedure, you need to take the language test. I'm sometimes asked like, please tell me what words, what kanji I need to know for the test. I will study for them. What a typical question and good answers for them. But required level is not something like that. It is not something you could prepare only for naturalization. In other words, through staying in Japan for long, you need to reach acquired level already. However, if you want to learn more and prepare the test, go to bookstore and buy textbook for 2nd or 3rd graders Kokugo. Kokugo is the name of subject the kids learn Japanese language at school. These are basic requirements for naturalization. However, there are some exceptional cases whose requirements are relaxed. For example, if you're a spouse of Japanese, you don't need to stay in Japan for 5 years. Only 3 years okay. If you are married for 3 years already, 1 year staying in Japan is even okay. But Japanese language skill is required, just like normal naturalization. Another exception, if you are a child of Japanese, if you are staying in Japan, you could apply naturalization. But again, Japanese language skill is necessary. If your minor child is adopted by your Japanese husband or wife and live in Japan, your child could apply naturalization. But do not misunderstand. Adoption itself doesn't bring a visa. Typical cases like if you are married with Japanese and you have a minor child who was born before your marriage, you need to bring him or bring her to Japan with a long-term visa at first, then adopted by your Japanese spouse, and then naturalization will follow. If you're interested in naturalization, but you're not sure if you're eligible to apply, please contact my office. Consultation is not charged. This is our office information. That's it for the first video. In the following video, I will explain how the naturalization procedure is like and what documents you need to prepare. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the following video.